What's up, guys? So we wanted to do a get to know us video today. We've got a couple questions, ones that we figured would make sense to answer, and others that our audience or people that we know currently have asked us. So we'll kind of go through those, and yeah, hopefully this gives you an idea of why we're here, why you should watch, why we're fun, cool people. So let's get started.
And one more thing right before we start, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe with the little red box down below and click the, the little bell notification so that you will be alerted every time we put up a new video. It really helps us out and helps us grow this channel. So yeah, let's get started.
What are our plans for this channel?
It's a good question to start with.
Yeah. What are they, Jessie?
Well, so I had this great idea to start another channel. Ben and I have made a lot of changes in the last year specifically, but even before that, just trying to live a more wellness-focused life. And not just in the sense of fitness or working out, or I guess that's the same thing, fitness or eating well. All those kinds of things are also important, but also financials, or finances, obviously the food we eat, the place we stay in, the people that we surround ourselves with, how we keep our relationship healthy, all things like that. So this channel, a big thing that we really want to show you guys is how we do all of those things. So it'll kind of be a bunch of different categories, but all surrounding how we keep our life thriving and well. There will be finance videos with monthly budget updates and where we save, where we splurge, things like that I'm really passionate about. There will be different non-toxic product videos and grocery hauls, things that Ben is really passionate about. And then there will be things like traveling whenever we can travel again, and just updates like that kind of. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Yeah. No, I think that's all good and right. And I think that really the way we want to portray this and what we want to share with you is like we are a normal couple, and we want to show that living well and living well together is kind of a culmination of all of these things. So we're trying to share what we do, but also sharing all the imperfections, all the things that we struggle with, and we just want to be real with you. So the whole idea is here, follow us kind of on our journey, and hopefully through some of our pitfalls, because there's definitely been those with health and finances, and we're not hiding any of that stuff. So we want to be able to share that so that you guys don't have that happen, or that we can bond over it, so if you come across anything in these videos where you're like, oh my god, that happened to me too, or like that hits me so hard here, please comment and share whatever. We want to do this to create a community. This is really not for us. We're not gaining anything from this in terms of like, we both have our own individual businesses, and this is kind of just like a separate thing that we felt called to do. Jessie mentioned it to me, and I was like, that sounds like a really fun idea. So we're just trying to build a community here. We want to get to know you guys, so please fail. Please do not fail to reach out, say hey, and let's get to know each other.
Yeah. Okay, question number 2 is kind of a little bit about us, where we live, what we do, anything like that. So how about you start?
Okay. So we live in downtown Chicago. I've lived here for a few years now. I grew up in the suburbs, so I'm just kind of a hometown kid. So this is where I've been, and this is what I'm used to. What do I do? I am a personal trainer and personal coach. I coach people on health, wellness, just how to live better overall. And I've been doing personal training for 5 years, and recently kind of wanted to create a more holistic practice. I think there's so many important things. Fitness is awesome, but there's so many other important things to building a great life and being an awesome human being. And so I've kind of built out my coaching practice on that, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Why do I not know who I am?
Who are you?
I don't know. I also live here in Chicago. Obviously, we live together with our dog Cora, who's hiding over there by the window.
You'll see her at some point, many times.
Many times. So we live in an apartment in Chicago. I have lived here just over 2 years. I have lived with Ben for a lot of it. I think only
Most
about
of it,
4 or 5 months did I live on my own here. I lived in a couple of different cities in Wisconsin before moving here. So currently I work full-time in social media management. I work at a small startup over in downtown Chicago. So I do that Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week. And then in my free time, I'm trying to kind of build my own business. So I do a little bit of social media management freelance on the side, but that's not kind of where I want my focus to go. So I have been just being a crazy content creator, whether it is on my blog, on this YouTube channel, on my personal YouTube channel. I have a podcast for people with chronic illness, which has been taking up a lot of my time recently. So that's kind of where I've been focusing, but I'm trying to build a community surrounding chronic illness, a positive and safe community for people living with Hashimoto's like me, or any other chronic illness, pain, or suffering that people go through, and hoping that eventually that brand will grow and I can also coach people going through some of the things that I also went through. So currently that's what I'm doing. Also full-time dog mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal. If that could be all I did, I would be happy. But
All right. So, couple question. How did we meet? Right? Everybody wants to know that. Well, we have a fun story, so that's good.
if you want to hear detail by detail from both of us, I do have a couple of blog posts about this, so I'll link those down below. But
And those are fun because we like each wrote from our point of view, like
yeah,
from starting to talk to each other and like how things went, and then like, so it's a fun way to get both of our perspectives on it.
Yeah.
If you care.
But short story, how did we meet?
Short story, how did we meet? I'm not good at short stories. Let's see how I can do. We met on Instagram. I was trying to grow my fitness brand on Instagram, and Jessie was one of the people I randomly followed, and somehow I saw that she liked something I did, so I went to like go back and engage with her. And
That's why he liked my photo first.
Well, whatever. The point is, I went and engaged with her meaninglessly, but eventually, she commented or something happened. Again, go to the details. I thought she was cute and funny, and so I kind of talked to her, or, commented or whatever, and we just slowly started engaging a little bit more with each other on Instagram. Jessie was not living in Chicago at the time, and she had a work event here at one point, and I was like, hey, why don't we meet up? And we did. We hit it off. It was love at first sight. But no, seriously, it was like, I never really believed in that, but it was like as close to that as I could possibly believe happening.
Yeah.
Just like right away, I was like, this is really a person that I want to spend more time getting to know. And so that was the beginning. Of course, there's stages then about how we are where we are now, but
yeah, that was 2.5 years ago now. I was telling myself it wasn't a date, even though I knew it was, but I was not dating at the time. I was not interested in guys at all. So I kind of went into it hoping that it would just be like two friends meeting, but then I saw him and I was like, shit. Yeah, this isn't just like two friends hanging out. So yeah, it was really good. I continued to live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which is 4.5 hours from here, for months. So we basically started talking in like February of that year. We met in September and started dating in November. And yeah, I moved here in January. So I guess we went kind of fast. I didn't even realize that until saying it out
But
loud.
I will say, just to like throw a quick relationship tip in there right away, especially in this day and age of like online dating, the expectations and the lack of expectation in our meeting was really key to building our relationship, because when we started talking online, I had no idea that I was ever going to meet her. I had no intention of trying to meet with her. It was purely like seeing person and being like, oh, she's interesting and kind of funny, and just engaging for the sake of engaging and conversing. And that slowly built organically over time, as opposed to just being like, ooh, like, I want to go on a date with that person. I want to get to know them. And so this kind of like slow build really allowed to build a foundation for us.
Yeah, and I think we both needed that. I don't think either of us were ready to rush into anything. So
Nope.
So yeah.
We were very single and very independent for years, actually, at the time.
We can do a longer video if you guys are interested about...
Oh, I'm interested in telling people. So we're doing a longer video.
We're going to do a longer video. But also, we got engaged. We've been engaged now for a year and a half. No, just over a year.
Just over a year.
We're getting married in June this year. So yeah, that's kind of our quick story, but we'll tell you more about it at a different time. So I asked a few questions on Instagram and I got a couple of questions. The funny part is that almost all of them were dog related. So if you follow either of us on Instagram, but particularly me, you see our dog Cora all the time. So yeah, we'll just dive right into those questions, but that's where those are coming from. Our first question is from one of my friends who lives out in Minneapolis. He asked, is there a second dog on the way?
I'll answer that one.
Yeah, he'll answer, because it's not the answer that I want.
I told Jessie that we're not getting a second dog until we have a backyard. We need room for the dogs. We don't love the fact that right now Cora doesn't have space where she can just run and play. Yes, we take her on walks. Yes, we get her outside, but it's just not ideal. Yeah. So that was kind of my thing, is like, there is no second dog in this equation until we have space for them to like run and play together. We
will, as soon as we have a yacht, I will be finding a way to bring another dog in. Though I will say that with how obsessed I am with Cora, like I can't imagine loving another dog as much as I love her. So it could...
She'll be fine, believe me.
Yeah.
She'll manage.
Yeah. I also thought Cora hated me for the first 6 months of her life, and now the dog like literally won't ever leave me alone. So yeah. But that's where dog number 2 is.
Why the name Cora? Why the name Cora?
Why the name Cora? So I basically, of course, found a breeder and convinced Ben that we were going to get this female dog. So, however, that breeder was he's just this nice man who lives like in northern Wisconsin somewhere, or western Wisconsin, and he was very particular that he wouldn't give any of his puppies to someone that he hadn't met. He wasn't like a large breeder that was just trying to pop out puppies. He was very particular that these dogs went to good homes. So anyway, I'm making this a long story, obviously. We drove all the way there. On our way home, I believe, we were just
We had to see the dogs when they were like
I mean, their eyes
a
had just
few.
opened.
Yeah, they were like I forgot what it was.
Like
a few weeks
yeah,
old.
They were young. So yeah, on our way home, we were just like Googling names, and we had a couple of names.
It was just like a baby name list, right? Like
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah. We were just
specifically
looking
dogs.
at like female baby names, which is actually how I found one of my other dogs' names. So yeah, he was driving. I was literally just reading off names, and if we both kind of liked a name, then we would write it down. And I think I said Cora, and Ben was like,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think I kind of like that. And then we went like a couple names later, and I was like, I think I really.
One of us was like,
I really like Cora.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, and that was it.
There we go.
Like,
yep.
We had her name figured out before we even had her, before we even knew which puppy was ours.
Yeah.
But it fits her.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next and last dog question, which if you guys ever have dog questions, just send them my way, but is why a golden retriever? Do you know, or do you want me to?
Well, for me, I mean, it was both of us. It was an agreed upon decision. I grew up with labs. I love the lab, just their personality, yeah, and just everything about them. They're just so friendly and loving and kind and gentle. Such good family dogs. And Jessie, then.
I am very particular to golden retrievers. I am such a nerd, and here it comes. I was in 4-H growing up, and if you don't know what that is, I'll have to explain it at a different time because it's difficult to explain, but I used to train and show dogs. So we had tons of rescue dogs growing up. Unfortunately, not many of them lived very long, but I did have 2 rescue golden retrievers before we purchased a golden retriever for me to show. She was AKC registered, all this stuff, literally my baby. And I trained and showed her for a few years. Unfortunately, she also had a very short life due to the way she was bred. But I was just always obsessed with golden retrievers. And from then we had a couple, we had 2 more rescue golden retrievers. One of them still lives at my parents' house, actually. So I've just always been partial to the breed. I think they're intelligent. I think they're beautiful. They're kind. They're one of the most loving breeds. And then they're also very clingy, which I like. I really like big dogs. I want a Bernese Mountain Dog. And, but I just love, here comes ours. I just love golden retrievers so much. I think their personality is just the best. I'm very partial. So yeah, I basically told him from the day, like probably from one of our first conversations, that like the first dog I would be getting was a golden retriever. So yeah.
Yeah, and then like
she's literally popping right in.
Hi, BB.
Hi.
And I was fully on board because labs and golden retrievers are very similar. So.
Yeah. Do you see her? She's popping her head in here.
Cora, what's that? What's this? Yes, we were talking about you.
Adoro you much.
You're doing a good job being quiet. So mom and dad can film, which you're not always good. The last question is from, well, we'll let you guess after I read the question. How amazing is your sister, Jessie? Is Ben excited to have the most amazing sister-in-law?
Thanks, Jenny. That's from my sister. My sister is amazing. She's 6 years younger than me. I wished for her on one of those like little trolls growing up that had the little jewel in his belly button. What? That's what it's
amazing. I know, it's so funny.
Yeah, and then I got her when I was 6. I got to name her, thankfully, because my mom was gonna name her like the weirdest name. She was a boy, and yeah, she is 25, right? How old am I? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Are you excited for her to be the most amazing sister-in-law?
I am. I gave a woo woo.
Yeah. that's Ben's excitement for you.
That kind of brings us to the end of our video. No more questions. Is there anything else we think that, I mean, we have lots of things to say and to share, but I think for the first video, getting to know us, like I said, just to kind of go back to what we were saying at the beginning, this is kind of a fun thing. We just want to get to know people and hope that we can provide some sort of value. And yeah, we just want to share and have fun.
Yeah. Planning currently on 2 videos a week, so keep an eye out for those, and definitely let us know.
Do you have specific days, or is it just going to be
Mondays and Thursdays? So let us know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see. Let us know if you have any other questions, and we can definitely answer them in another Q&A. I think these are fun to do, so we can definitely do that at a different time. Maybe we could do like a Instagram or like YouTube live someday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure that you like it and that you subscribe so you never miss a video with us again. And we will see you on Thursday.
Bye guys.
Bye. Stop touching me. Just kidding.